Morning. It's Wednesday, October 4th. And the other night I watched the Giants play the worst football game I've ever seen a team play. Poor Daniel Jones was sacked 10 times. And it was an 11th that wasn't really called a sack for some reason. Anyhow, they lost 24-3, but they were destroyed, murdered. Everything went wrong for them. They have no offensive line. Their defense was terrible. Seattle really didn't play a great game, but their defense was awesome. They just ran right over the Giants, right through their offensive line. Jones didn't have a chance. So he was intercepted twice. One of the interceptions went like 97 yards for a touchdown. So Seattle didn't show great offense, but their defense was good enough to win the game. Caused a fumble on the 6-yard line and scored from there. So that's it. I really don't want to rehash this thing. I just think that we in New York are looking at a terrible football season. I'm not a particular fan of the Jets, but I would like to see them play better, and I certainly would like the Giants to play better. It's been a long time since we had a really good Giant team. Even the team that won last year and managed to win a playoff game has turned into a big disappointment this year, and I think it's only going to get worse. They got guys that are getting hurt and poor players on the field and an offensive line that doesn't know which end is up. I can't see any reason why the Giants would win more than like 3 or 4 games this year if they're lucky. But that's all I want to say about the football season for us New York fans. I think it's going to be a miserable season. The baseball season wasn't too good for us either. The Yankees didn't make the playoffs. The Mets were terrible. The Knicks were not great. There was good news, however, for the people who watch late night TV, because Jimmy Fallon and Steve Colbert were back on the air after 154 days of relaxing because of the writer's strike. And they had a couple of funny things that they said. Now, when I read those particular statements, they didn't seem very funny to me because I wasn't watching it and the audience was laughing, supposedly. But I guess it was good. They got back on the air and they were happy about being back to work. So if you're a late night TV watcher, you've got something to watch, not reruns or whatever they were putting on. But I haven't watched any of these late night TV guys in a long, long time, because I'm usually in bed by like 11:30, because I get up really early to do this rant. I'm sitting here right now and it's only 7:30 and I've been up an hour already. So I'm glad they were back to work. I'm glad the writers got a good deal, and let's hope that the auto workers can accomplish the same things. So if you're interested in what's going on late at night, you could stay up and watch those guys and listen to them, and maybe they'll make you laugh and maybe they won't. Now, on the serious side of things, we have Representative Matt Gaetz attempting to oust Kevin McCarthy as Speaker. He's going to try and get rid of him because he worked with the Democrats. Now, isn't that amazing that the two parties compromised and something got done, and now we have a putz like Matt Gaetz who wants to get rid of Kevin McCarthy as the Speaker because he had the nerve to sit down with the opposition and come to an agreement that saved the country from going into a shutdown. He gave them another 45 days to get the money together to continue running a nation that needs desperate help, right? So the Florida Republican, as he's called, Gaetz, offered a motion to vacate the chair on Monday, adding that he has enough Republicans to push McCarthy from the speakership or make him cut a deal with the Democrats to remain in power. So why wouldn't the Democrats allow McCarthy to stay in power? Because McCarthy showed something by standing up to his idiotic Republican compatriots and coming together and making a deal. I don't think it was the greatest deal in the world, but it didn't shut the country down. It didn't cause hundreds of thousands of people to lose weeks of pay, etc. So what does Gates think McCarthy should have done? Did he want to grind the country to a halt? He didn't care. He was going to get paid. Maybe if he had to donate his salary to the poor people who wouldn't be working, he would think differently about this thing. But I don't think so. I think Matt Gaetz is one of a kind. He's a guy that doesn't belong in Congress. He probably couldn't get a decent job outside of being a congressman, a poor congressman at that. So why? Why is he standing up like that? And he has a couple of compatriots too. He's not alone in this thing. Supposedly he has 15 or 20 people standing with him to get rid of McCarthy. But who? Who are they going to put in as Speaker? I don't think there's anybody in the Republican Party that wants to be Speaker in this terrible situation. It's hard to be the Speaker when you've got an infinitesimal majority, 2 or 3 or 4 people. It's difficult to get stuff done. And it's even more difficult to get stuff done when people are standing firm and have no concept of the word compromise. We need compromise in our government. There's no question about that. So why does a guy like Gates and Marjorie Taylor Greene, why are they in Congress at all? They haven't shown us anything. We haven't seen anything great come from those people. So this government that we have is a disaster right now, and it has to be pulled together if we're going to get anything done in the next couple of years. Because there's a lot of things going on, a lot of things that need to be corrected, and I don't have to go through that laundry list. But you all know about immigration problems, and you all know about inflation. And then there's the problems with infrastructure. How about that? The 3 I's. Immigration, infrastructure, and inflation. And there's a lot more that I can't get into in this short time that I have with. But we are in desperate need of a government that can function a hell of a lot better than people like Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene. We don't have the right people in the right places. We don't have the right direction. Now, Joe Biden hasn't done a great job, but he's done a good job, and he's certainly done a better job than his predecessor. So where is this country going? Where are we going, and how are we going to get there? Because we are not the United States anymore. We are separate entities fighting against each other, and we have to come together as a cohesive unit to deal with all the problems that we have in this country. We don't have enough great leaders in this country. We don't have enough people who see through the maze of their daily life. And life hasn't been great for these people. We have 50 million people at the poverty line. That's a disgrace. We have homeless people. We have lots and lots of problems that we have to solve. And we're not getting that job done. So I'll leave you with that this morning. Have a great day. Bye.